You know, how is it that, like, people like Joe Rogan and Blair White, who have claimed to have taken DMT, are still, like, such massive douchebags?
Well, I don't. Hey, come on. I don't know about that. I love Joe Rogan, man. I can never be mad at that guy. He introduced me to great people
I
and
don't
great
know.
thought.
I'm kind of resentful to him. I feel betrayed by Joe Rogan these
Well, I kind
days.
of do too because, like, when you have those grifters on your show, that let's be honest, these grifters wouldn't be half as big as they are now without Joe Rogan in the audience. You know, the Joe Rogan boost. But but man, like, you watch a lot of his shows, you get smarter and you get more curious.
I do not think you get smarter anymore. If you've ever
Oh,
seen like the Tim Heidegger video where it's like this skit where he's talking to these two other dudes,
that's hilarious. Yeah, I've
and
seen that.
it's like they literally talk about fucking nothing for like 12 hours or so, and it's looped obviously, but even in that time they still really come to zero conclusion and they're just fucking rambling about shit. That's kind
Man,
of
it's hilarious too because they kind of did what we did with that meta commentary, but of course they did a lot more funny, a lot more, humorous.
crab
But no,
salts.
hold on though. Hold on. Before you go with that conclusion that you won't get smarter after listening to Joe Rogan, I have in front of me Spotify playlist for Joe Rogan's episodes. Let's break down people that he on his shows.
What? Okay.
Dr. Robert Epstein, an author, professor, and senior research psychologist at American Institute for Behavioral Research and Technology. James Lindsay, an author, mathematician, podcaster, and founder of New Discourses, an online resource for educating the public on the dangers of critical social justice movement. I mean, these are smart people. We may not agree with them, but they're still smart people.
Nah, these people stink. Sorry.
And of course, Oliver Stone. We know him.
I'm smarter than all of those people combined.
Tim Dillon, one of the funniest men on the planet, and one of the most insightful men on the planet as well.
He's cool, but
Oh,
not
I love
because,
Tim Dillon.
but not because of Joe Rogan.
Oh no, he's just cool. He's cool. I listen to his Tim Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Taibbi. Oh, he's awesome. Steven Pinker's another smart dude.
Steven
Yeah,
Pinker.
yeah,
What? Steven Pinker? Like
yeah.
the
Steven Pinker's on Joe Rogan's show a lot. Yeah.
uh, buddy. I got so. I'm not gonna diss this man's intellect or his academic accomplishments, but you might not want to be so highly praising of Steven Pinker, dude.
I know some of the controversy. I know some of the controversy.
Well, well,
Oh
let's
god
test
damn! He
this.
had toilet paper Tim Pool on in November. Oh gosh, that's what I'm talking about. I can't. As much as I love Rogan, I cannot condone having toilet paper Tim Pool on. Man, that guy belongs in the toilet like a piece of shit.
What
Fuck you,
about
toilet paper Tim Pool.
what year? What year was the Steven Pinker stuff by chance?
Oh, he's been. Steven Pinker was on last in December 2021, and he's been a recurring guest.
What? This
Yeah.
motherfucker literally, this son of a bitch literally wrote kind of like this opinion, like a sort of like a legal defense to fucking Jeffrey Epstein, man.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, now you do.
Oh,
And apparently, it's not a big secret. I just Googled this shit right now. Here's a big thing, and here's like something Joe Rogan doesn't apparently give enough a shit about.
oh.
Or if he did, he's like fucking rationalized it. Fuck Steven Pinker, dude.
Well, he's smart. Okay, I'll just say he's smart.
Nah.
You could be smart and be somebody. You could be smart and still have some weird views. All right,
Nah, I could totally beat Steven Pinker at Age of Empires 2. I would fuck him up in Age of Empires 2. Let's see how smart he really is.
but he'd fuck you up in a debate though, probably.
Nah, I'm big brained.
So will Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro was on in November 2021,
Oh, of course. Another very smart man. The guy
and
who
also he has. Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
guy who literally was like in response to something about climate change and, rising sea levels and like coastal homes, he suggested that people could just sell their properties when climate change was getting bad and sea levels started to rise.
Well, Shapiro lives in a bubble. Bubble Ben Shapiro. Ben Bubble Shapiro. That's who he is. He lives in his own little bubble. The guy doesn't know anything about fucking the middle class or the lower middle class or the low class or the underclass. God knows jack shit about it.
See, I will say this. I used to think Joe Rogan's show was pretty neat for a while. And then over time, it's just as if his brain started to turn to goop. His brain started to smooth over. I think, I don't know if he only pretended to be like a super open-minded guy, you know what I mean? Or if he was, and he was just too open-minded. And then like any guy could come by and fucking influence him on the show. But his show, he's like, he's a mirror. Most of the time, it's as if he's like a mirror to his guest. If that makes sense.
No. What do you mean by that? Hold on.
So generally, he will entertain the beliefs or opinions of somebody on his show for the most part. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be Ben Shapiro, or it could be Dr. Cornel West, or it could be Bernie fucking Sanders. He had fucking Bernie Sanders on that show, dude.
I'm looking right now, July 2021, Abby Martin.
Yeah. And it's like, he might offer like maybe a tiny bit of pushback here and there, but he just kind of mirrors what they say about stuff. And he makes himself sound as if he's actually agreeing with them on some level. The only times I've really, really seen him actually disagree with his guest, besides like the most recent clip where that guy basically owned him about it's like some stats about COVID.
Oh no, I watched that too. Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, and he took it on the chin at least afterwards, but
well, he's a humble dude, man.
But he also the last time I also seriously saw him push back was when he got into Steven Crowder about fucking weed.
Oh yeah. Well, Crowder's the brain cell of a fucking amoeba. If amoebas even have brain cells. Seriously, there's an amoeba in here where a brain should be.
But that's like where we really see Joe draw a line in the sand, like fucking legal weed.
Here's one thing I learned on the Joe Rogan show, listening to about 100 episodes, is don't be married to your ideas. Don't let your ideas become your identity. And I think one of the things that that's actually making Joe a lot more money and making Joe a lot more views is that it seems to me that he's married to that idea of being against the COVID vaccine and against all these COVID restrictive measures. And he seems to be married to that idea.
He's really internalized the anti-vaccine stuff, I think.
I think it's making him more popular than ever, and so he's kind of running with it.
And the more pushback he's gotten from like public figures and media outlets and other like medical professionals, the more he has kind of like doubled down on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which is, this is a guy who I think he doesn't believe this anymore, but he did talk about in an older episode how he believed the moon landing was faked for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And he still thinks that was kind of like the closest. Like, if there was a conspiracy theory that was true, it would be that one, I think, that he would believe still, but he doesn't now.
I think that's reasonable. Think about it. We haven't cured cancer yet. There's no virus against HIV, and hey, we put a man on the moon, though. What the hell?
I don't know, but all those points don't have anything to do with each other, though.
I think they do. Science. We're talking about the advance of science, but we can't find a cure for cancer. It's the 21st century. We've already put a man on the moon. Like, how fucking complicated is to put a man on the moon? But I don't know. Like, but I'm speaking out of a position of ignorance, though, because I don't know how complicated it is to find a cure for cancer, or to find a virus, or to find a vaccine for the HIV virus. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I don't think he believes that anymore. Oh, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But it was something that he said that he talked about pretty candidly. I don't know who his guest was, but he talked about that pretty candidly, and he kind of rejects it, but there's probably still a little bit of fucking I don't know what you would call it. But that was the last
Sexism,
time.
maybe.
Maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not here
But
to
hey,
talk.
I love Joe Rogan, man. I'll say it.
Nah, I used to like him, and I lost a lot of respect